Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bashim YAHAWASHI, Bashim Kakwadash, the Bawanas to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam select out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. But I just want to get into a brief topic based upon some information I got here in this book here, The Healing Power of Rainforest Herbs, all right, by Leslie Taylor, and it just gets into the rainforest, the Amazon, the herbs, and how Esau does. Lord willing, I'll make a various amount of videos on this, because there's so much information, and different articles and things I want to get into. But I just want to make this real brief as being the first one. All right. So this lesson is entitled "Our Health is Compromised at the Benefit of His Pockets," because we know everything that Esau touches, he does nothing but destroy it, at the sake of his own people as well. He would destroy them for the sake of his own pockets. So let alone worry about us, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We don't mean a damn thing to him. But so many people out here are confused by the ways of the so-called white man because he's prospering within his kingdom, that he truly means us good. And that if we just work hard and do this and do that we can be just like him, but he's poisoning us slowly but surely through everything he set forth his hand to, man, through his media, through religions of today, through their laws today, through their policies, through their government, and first and foremost, through our bodies with their unnatural foods and herbs, man, So I just want to start off with the book of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And getting into this right here in this book, right? I'm gonna jump to this part where it says a few benefits for the indigenous people. All right. And it reads, it says, it is a noble idea, the ethnobotanist working with the Indians seeking a cure for cancer or even AIDS, like Sean Connery in the movie Medicine Man. Yet behind this lurks a system that, at its worst, steals the Indian knowledge to benefit CEOs, stockholders, and academic careers and reputations. So, hey, it said what? They steal. What do the scriptures constantly say about them? Real quick, about them stealing, man. This is all a part of their nature, right? John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And I am come that they might have life and that they may have it more abundantly. So the thief, Esau, being a so-called white man, he cometh not but to steal, to kill, and destroy. Whenever you see him entering in these different lands and territories, and he's up to no damn good. He's proved it time and time over again when he came into the west coast of Africa, using them Hamites, the Africans, using the Arabs, you know what I'm saying, and them all playing a big role within our slavery. And we see it with them making those peace treaties with our brothers, the North American Indians, the tribe of Gad, Reuben, so on and so forth, man. Every land where he goes, he massacres, and he does this, man, through his forked tongue, as they say, right? So as I said, it said, it steals the Indian knowledge to benefit CEOs, stockholders, and academic careers and reputations. The real goal of these powerful bioprospectors is to target novel and active phytochemicals for medical applications, synthesize them in the laboratory, and have them patented for subsequent drug manufacture and resulting profits. So this is all they do. So when they enter into these lands, they're seeking out these different medicinal plants, that the Most High made, YAHAWASHI, in order to extract certain chemicals from them to produce their drugs, man. Because majority of the drugs, well, not every single drug of today, but in older times, majority of the drugs were patented after herbs. They still do it. It's still heavily done unto this day. I don't know the exact numbers and figures on it, but at one point, 70% of all pharmaceuticals was patented after a chemical from an herb, man. Like your aspirin. The aspirin has uh, depends on which brand it is, but majority of them pretty much do the same thing. But one of the main chemicals is called salicylates, and salicylates that come from the white willow bark tree, and that's a natural aspirin within itself, a great pain reliever. So they extracted, the properties out of that, and found out the salicylates is what does it, to help to kill the headache off, man. But them putting it in a synthetic form, and now you introducing that into the body, it doesn't actually take away the headache. It just numbs the sensation of you feeling pain and ultimately causing more inflammation within your head, man, which already inflammation in there. That's why you're catching a headache in the first place, man. That's what people don't realize when you're dealing with the so-called white man and you're dealing with these drugs and different things like that. The Most High made the herbs here, for our healing, man. Originally it was did here, to be the main portion of our meal to sustain us. But as time went on, and the Most High cursed the earth, we had to use these herbs to actually heal, right? Now let me just go to those scriptures real quick. Genesis 1 29, and it says, "And the Most High said, Behold, I have given you every green herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." So, matter of fact, let me go to verse 32. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the earth, of the air, and to every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. So, the animals, their main thing was herbs. Our main portion is herbs, and the fruits was there to cleanse and to supplement, man. To build up, to give us energy, to build up the brain, because fruits are great to build up the nervous system, man. It helps to regenerate nerves. It's even been people that have went on various fruit diets and have actually came back from being paralyzed, man, being in car accidents and stuff like that, using the herbs and regenerating the tissue with the fruits, man. The fruits have the highest vibration, or the most highest vibrational foods among on the earth. The fruits. Then you have the vegetables, and you have the herbs, of course. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me go to so I lost my train of thought. What did I want to go to? Oh yeah, herb for the service. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this Psalms 104 and 14. It says, "He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth." Like you have a sea moss. That's beautiful. That's even for children to use as well. If women out there, having trouble breastfeeding, they can make a milk, and out of like hemp milk or something like that, and add the sea moss to it, and that'll greatly nourish the child, man. You know what I'm saying? Sea moss is one of the best foods out there. But it said what? The herb is for the service of man, because being that we sick and we need healing, and ultimately Yahawashi is going to come with that healing in his wing. But for the time being, we use the herbs, to help sustain us from our infirmities and our ailments and different things in which we go through. And that's what the Most High set it up here for. But Esau, being the devil that he is, he got to even tamper with that, man. There's nothing that he won't put his hand to, man. So I'm gonna read a little more in here, right? And it says, in this process, many active and beneficial plants have been found in the shaman's medicine chest, only to be discarded when it was found that the active ingredients of the plant numbered too many to be cost effective be cost effectively synthesized into a patentable drug. Okay. So pretty much, if they found some herbs and they had so many high properties within it, and they thought that it was going to cost them too much to be able to try to synthesize a drug out of that, they would completely discard that whole herb, man, and you will never hear about it on the market again. So when Esau puts up these different articles and stuff like that, they don't give all the information on all of this stuff, man. You got to really dive into this. That's why I got, books like this, and just really researching and getting into the information yourself to know really what's what. As we all do, because we the men of the Lord. We scholars, man. In our own right. We the real scholars of the earth, man, because we bringing out the actual truth of everything, man. So Esau, him doing these things, like the graviola fruit, which is known as soursop, that's great to heal cancer. You know what I'm saying? 10,000 times stronger than chemotherapy, and doesn't kill off your good immune cells, but only kills off the bad ones. They try to write that off all day. Now, it's still out there in the market, but what they be putting out there is usually not as potent, or you got to find it from certain, Whole Foods that have it, but ultimately they dumb down all of the information and all of the factual evidence that have proved that people have used this to heal, man. I seen, and I got a few articles, that you can no longer find on the internet that I actually found. So Lord willing, I get into other stuff like that in the next segment of this, but that's Esau being a devil for you, man. Right? It says, it does not matter how active or beneficial the plant is, or how long the U.S. Food and Drug Administration process might take to approve the new drug. If the bioprospector cannot capitalize on it, the public will rarely hear about the plant's new discovered benefits. So that's just like I was saying, right? The fact is that there is a lot of money at stake, right? And that's why they killed off Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly why they killed off Dr. Sebi. Why they kill off all type of holistic doctors that's trying to do something real big and try to bring healing. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. And plus, we know the Most High ain't going to let no other man steal his glory. So ultimately, the Most High is letting it be known, like, I'm going to be the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm using man, so you can see my power, of the herbs that's in the earth. But ultimately, I get the glory. Um, Matter of fact, let me go to one scripture real quick, because it's their nature just to be the way they are, and we all know that. This is Psalms 58:2. It says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness," meaning what? Mentally, because the scriptures talk about how they. Damn, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, in Psalm 64, pretty much. Let me get it real quick. Yeah, Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So, with everything they do, they constantly researching, they're constantly looking into things, they're constantly thinking of what more destructive can they do, and what more ways can they benefit off of us, at the cost of our health, just for their pockets, for their empowerment, for their new world order that they're trying to put together now. So this is Psalms 58:2. Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear, right? Which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers, charming never so wisely. So this is what they do. This is their nature, man. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, and their poison is like the poison of an adder that stoppeth the ear, man. It's deadly, man. The poison that he puts into the minds of the people, the poison that he's physically putting into us, with these GMOs, all these sprayed chemicals, completely destroying the earth, is harming us, man. All at the sake of his benefit, and for his pockets, man. Because he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. What was I at? Continuing on, it says, in an article published in Economic Botany, Dr. Robert Mandelson, an economist at Yale University, and Dr. Michael J. Ballack, director of the Institute of Economic Botany at the New York Botanical Gardens, estimate the minimum number of pharmaceutical drugs potentially remaining to be extracted from the rainforest. It is staggering. They estimate that there is at least 328 new drugs that still await discovery in the rainforest. So these are all of the different herbs that you will never hardly hear about, man. Never hear about. You'll hear about the drugs though, and about the main chemicals in the drugs, but you won't hear about these herbs at all, man. You know? They estimate that there are at least 328 new drugs that still await discovery in the rainforest with a potential value of 3 billion to 4 billion to a private pharmaceutical company and as much as 147 billion to society as a whole. So all of this just off of at least 328 new drugs that still await discovery in the rainforest, man. 3 to 4 billion to a private pharmaceutical company and as much as 147 billion all together, man. Tell me this ain't the devil, man. Tell me this ain't the devil, right? We supposed to be, the Most High gave us this, as a gift, man. These herbs as a gift, man. And that's why, like, I'm so heavy into it, for health reasons, obviously, because the things that the Most High put on this earth, man, it's mind-boggling. Esau can't even fathom. That's why he's trying to, as the scriptures say, be like the Most High. According to 2 Thessalonians, and he portrayed himself to be as the Most High, because what he sits in the minds of the average everyday person, because they're so embedded in his philosophy and everything that he taught them that they won't believe what we try to tell them. That's why herbs are so strange to people, or you tell a person to take a tea or to do this or do that, and they're looking at you like you're weird. Nah, this is the right and the correct, exact, natural way of things, man. And you don't have to be going through all of these different things in which people are suffering if you would take the time out to equip yourself with this knowledge. This is how we equip ourselves with the knowledge of this truth so that, Lord willing, we can inherit the kingdom and be a part of that elect. It's the same thing, man, because the Most High gave us these things, man, right? So that we won't be partaking, within Esau's madness. Now we know, of course, our food is defiled. There's nothing really we can do, but we have the best of what we can possibly have. And that's what I try to do, the best of my ability, right? This Second Maccabees 5:27, it says, "But Judas Maccabeus with none others or thereabout, but withdrew himself into the wilderness and lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts, with his company who fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution." And that's why I choose to, live a certain way, because it's just so much out there, man. We know the Most High going to keep us protected, but I still want to, take care of myself as best as possible. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are young men out there, but going through certain problems and actually feeling like older men, So it's beneficial to watch the things that we put into our body, as best as possible, because Esau is constantly trying to kill us, through all of this stuff out there. There's always new studies and different things coming out about Esau, what he's doing to the meats, the dairy, so on and so forth, man. Even with a lot of the things that's organic, it's not even really organic, and which I'm well aware of, but it's certain things that I do get organic just because I know that some of those things are sprayed mostly with chemicals, like strawberries, for instance. If you were to get strawberries, those are one of the highest chemically sprayed fruits there is. So anything in the berry family, that's what I would get organic. But anything out of that, I just get regular conventional, But this is all the devil work for you. This is Second Ezra's, Second Ezra's 12:51. It says, "But I remained still in the field 7 days, and as the angel commanded me, and did eat only in those days of the flowers of the field, and had my meat of the herbs," man. So that's just the eating healthy portion of everything, right? But let me go to real quick. This is Daniel 8:25. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 24. "And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power," because it's the Most High that that allowed him to be the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's the Most High, that put that sword within his hand and gave him that power to be the whooping stick of the earth, right? "But not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And one of the main ways that we getting into is what, through this food and drug industry, man. You know, because he knows that if your body isn't right, hey, how can your mind truly be right? Now, the Most High made it to where, you know, we still able to function and able to come back to him because that's his will, that's his spirit. You know what I'm saying? To do that and to give us that second chance. But ultimately, you know, if our body is all messed up with all of this food, you know what I'm saying? Like they said, like Elvis and them, and what John Wayne and somebody died with like 40 or 60 pounds of fecal matter and packed it within your stomach. How can you hardly live like this, man? That's why they say what death is, it starts in the colon, man. Once you clean all of that out, then everything else starts to drain from the head on down, man. You can breathe a lot better. I mean, you feel a lot better. You got the energy. Your head is a lot clearer. Everything, man, you know? And verse 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. His craft, you know what I'm saying? His craft, what his witchcraft, and his witchcraft is what all these potions that he whipping up in a bottle, all these pharmaceuticals and these chemicals, man. It's nothing but witchcraft. We know that pharmaceuticals come from what? Pharmakia, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a witchcraft. So that's what it's all about. All this stuff is nothing but witchcraft, man. Everything within the society that Esau does is embedded in wickedness. It rooted in wickedness, man. And we are bringing the truth out into the earth, into the world, and to let people know what time it is on all levels, man. Like that's why I said, like, we the true scholars of the earth, because we cover all fields of this truth, because the Most High is truth, and everything he put on this earth, you know, is truth, man. You know what I'm saying? That we bring out, you know. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Right? And by peace he destroys many. This is what he does, because what he lies to you, you know what I'm saying, make you think that everything is all good. But as the scriptures say, matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. Psalms 55. It is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, matter of fact, 20. He hath put forth his hands as such against such as be at peace with them. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword. So this is what he do, man. This is all a part of his nature. But let me read a little more of this, right? Just one more paragraph, and get ready to wrap this up. It says, while the indigenous Indian shamans go about their daily lives caring for the well-being of their tribe, the shamans' rainforest medicines are being tested, synthesized, patented, and submitted for FDA approval in U.S. laboratories thousands of miles away. Soon, children with viral infections, adults with herpes, cancer patients, and many others throughout the world may benefit from new medicines from the rainforest. That's what they say, but that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to benefit from nothing like that, man. But what will the indigenous tribes see of these wonderful new medicines? As corporations rush to patent indigenous medicinal knowledge, the originating indigenous communities receive few, if any, benefits, man. You know, and down there in the rainforest, you know what I'm saying, that's all our brothers down there, man. You know what I'm saying? So they always take it from us, you know what I'm saying, and for their own benefit, man. That's why, like I said, the title of the lesson is our health is at stake by the benefit of their pockets, or something like that. What I put the title as, man. Oh yeah, our health is compromised at the benefit of their pockets, man. You know, at the benefit of their making money, because that's all it's about. It's all about the money and the industry and the things in which they can contribute off of. You know what I'm saying? To not only destroy us, but to fulfill their own greed and fill up their own belly. You know. Real quick, I want to go to I'm almost done. Hold up, give me a couple minutes. I'm almost done. Yeah, this real quick, this Job 20 and Job 20 and 11, and it says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Right, full of sin from his youth, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said what the other scripture, the wicked are estranged from the womb as soon as they be born, man. You know, verse 12, it says, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still in his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. So uh, pretty much, like him holding back, his stomach is turning. He just can't wait to get that wickedness up out of him. He can't wait to lie, to cheat, to steal, and to deceive, man. That's all within his nature. It's not, he don't feel right, he don't feel accomplished unless he's doing something to destroy, man. That is the devil for you, man. How you just walk around the earth and don't feel complete unless you're doing something wicked, man. You know, that is the nature of the so-called white man. Verse 15, it says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly, man. So all of these riches and everything in which he's getting off of these uh, different herbs and things like that. I would say what $3 to $4 million to a private pharmaceutical company and 147 billion. You know what I'm saying, out of society in a whole, man. He's gonna cough all of that up, man, and he's going to have to pay for that through his 1,000 years of slavery and the hard bondage which you're going to put in them building up our kingdoms. They're going to be churning over all the grass and renewing this earth as it's supposed to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. And real quick, um, oh yeah, that was it right there. Yeah, yeah, go back up real quick. Job 20 and 10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. That's why I should have started that. You know what I'm saying? So what his hands are going to seek to please the poor, because what in this world we the poor. We the poor, we the lowly, we the humble, and his hands shall restore their goods. So we're going to get all of our riches back, everything that he stole from us, our kingdom, our nation back, and our rightful inheritance, as was originally purposed for us by Yahweh and his son YAHAWASHI, man. So I hope this short segment was edifying. And like I said, Lord willing, I got more information I want to get into within this book. And I got some articles and different things like that as well. So Lord willing, I keep this in continuance, because it's a lot of information that Jake don't know out here. So with that, I hope the segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double one to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to Lek up there, doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.